What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and I am super excited to talk about this. I actually literally just made an Instagram video about this, but since Instagram does cut me off at about a minute and a half, I wanted to hop on here because this gives me time to really talk to you guys and educate you guys about this subject. And today I want to talk to you guys about how to choose high protein items, because the food companies have realized that more and more people are understanding the importance of protein in our diet. So what they've started to do is they've actually started to put protein on the front of their labels just so that people see that and they feel like they're getting a high protein item when they're purchasing it. But realistically, a lot of times you're not. And I'm going to show you guys a couple examples today and help you guys understand how to actually choose better when you are out there trying to choose high protein items and things to help you reach your protein a lot easier. So first and foremost, right, I want to bring this example right here, right? And this is the one that makes me the most frustrated. Y'all know protein, right? You would think, because it says in the front 7 grams of protein, you're getting a high protein item. Well, most people would look at that and be like, oh man, it's got protein in it, I should buy this, right? But what people don't understand about this item is that yes, it does have 7 grams of protein, but out of the 190 calories that there is in this per serving, only 28 calories are coming from protein, meaning that's only 16% of the serving is calories from protein. So even though this doesn't say mainly protein, right, I do feel like they use that label in the front and put protein on there because most people would just look at it and be like, oh wow, there's protein in there, right? I need that. But as I just mentioned, only 16% of the calories in this per serving are coming from protein. That's nothing, dude. That's not a high protein item, really, when you think about it, right? I'm going to give you guys another example, right? Protein crisp, right? It says protein on there. Probably means it's a high protein item. But this item right here has 10 grams of protein, which still 10 grams of protein. I'm not saying that's bad, but out of the whole 150 calories that are coming from one serving of this item, right? Out of the 150, only 40 calories are coming from protein. So if you really think about that, right, that's really only 31% of the calories. Actually, maybe less. I don't know. Percentages very well. But you guys get what I'm saying, right? It's only about 30% of calories are coming from protein out of this item. And while there is 10 grams of protein in here, right, I don't want to take away from that. I'm just trying to help you guys understand that realistically, that's not a very high protein item, right? There's 10 grams of fat, 5 grams of carbs, 10 grams of protein. And again, out of those 150 calories, only 40 of those calories are coming from protein. If you guys have ever gotten the Quest chips, I believe, those have, I think, 19 grams of protein, 19 to 22 grams of protein, depending on which ones you get, right? And they only have 4.5 grams of fat. I think there's 140 calories per bag in there, per bag. And so if you times 20 times 4, right? I'm not very good at math, but that's 80 calories, which means those 140 calories, about 70% of the calories are coming from protein. Now that is a lot higher. So I'm going to give you guys an example of like protein powder, right? And some protein powders also have this weird thing. Some of them are very high in fat too, right? So just using this as an example, right? Per serving here, you have 20 grams of protein, right? There's 110 calories. Out of those 110 calories, 80 of those calories are coming from protein, meaning 75% of the calories in a serving of this are coming from protein. That to me is considered a protein item. Now you ask, right? Well, Pollo, how do I know if it's a high protein item, right? How do I pick this stuff? So I wanted to simplify it for you guys, right? Something that I tell people and I tell our clients and our members to do. If you go to the store and you see something says protein on it, you look at the back and you look at the label, right? However many grams of protein it says in the back, it's helpful to understand, right? So memorize this. Per gram of protein, there's 4 calories. So what you would do is you would take the back, you would say 20 grams of protein times 4, right? 20 times 4 equals 80. My rule of thumb and what I tell people to shoot for, right, if you're trying to choose a high protein item, whatever you get out of multiplying that, it should at least, at minimum, be half of the total calories. So if, for example, an item, right, is 160 calories and 80 of those calories are coming from protein, that's half, right? So that is something that I would consider higher protein. That's the easiest way to do it. Preferably, me, myself, I like to shoot for 60 to 75% of the calories coming from protein or even higher, right? You got things like egg whites, which are 100% protein, right? You have some proteins like protein clear, that's 100% from all calories are from protein. But other stuff is going to have some fat, some carbs. So some of those calories are going to come from those macronutrients as well. But if you can get yourself in the habit of, again, repeating this again, multiply the grams of protein per serving times 4. If whatever you get is at least half of the total calories, you're good to go. It's the best way I could simplify it for you guys. The best way I could get you to stop getting scammed. You guys have no idea how many people I literally see buying protein items, right? But then when you actually look and they're starting to track their macros, but I'm eating all these protein things, right? I'm eating all these nuts and all these things. And they're like, but I'm still having a really hard time hitting my protein. Well, yeah, most of the protein stuff you're eating is only 20% protein. And that's why your calories are skyrocketing and you're reaching those things first before you even get close to your protein. And guys, listen. And the reason I'm making this video is because they're doing this shit on purpose, man. This is not something they're doing on accident, right? Or they're doing it just because they want to tell you how much protein's in there. No, they know that you're going to look at that. And most people don't understand how many calories are per gram of protein, right? So people are just going to look and they say, oh, there's protein in there. I need that. And I'm not saying this is bad, right? That's not what I'm saying in this video. I'm just telling you that if you are shopping for high protein items, this multiplication and understanding this will help you massively. So, man, just keeping it real, man. And I'm not saying that these foods are bad foods. I'm not saying that these foods you shouldn't buy. I'm just helping you understand, right, how to make sure something is actually high protein. That's it. So I hope this helps, and I hope this made sense, right? I really wanted to hop in here. I'm really passionate about this, right? Because I see a lot of our members, a lot of our clients struggle with this. So wanted to make this video. I hope this is helpful. And guys, let me know down in the comments what are some things that you usually like to buy that are high protein items. And let me know too if you have any more questions about this. I would love to answer them. But that's all I got for you today. And I hope this was helpful. If it was, make sure you share this with somebody who you think would also find some value out of it. Make sure you hit that button too, man. Don't be stingy. Give likes. It won't cost you nothing. Give me a like. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, I don't even know what you're doing with your life. Just saying. So, anyways, I love you guys. Hope this was helpful. And don't forget, get out there and get 1% better every single day. Let's go.